If they are terrorists, when did Congress pass the authorized use of force to attack them?
John, the reason why your question is not well-founded.
Did you see any evidence of them trying to use a radio?
No, I didn't, John. No, they didn't, because we killed them, and we were right to kill them, and Admiral Bradley was totally justified in a decision he made.
I have a couple clips for us to look at of MAGA Republican Tom Cotton getting eviscerated on CNN in an attempt to defend Donald Trump's attacks on fishing boats in Venezuela. So if you can, leave us a like on the video. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, and let's just get right to the breakdown.
The president has inherent authority as the commander-in-chief under the Constitution to protect America using our armed forces against a foreign terrorist organization. Congress has passed laws that allows the president to designate foreign terrorist organizations. That's what he's done with these cartels in Venezuela, who are deeply intertwined with the illegitimate Maduro regime. The president is
they call them non-state actors. I will say the latest explanation, excuse me, Senator, the latest explanation from the administration is they are non-state actors.
To be clear about where we are, there's been over 20 boat strikes, almost 90 people killed in a specific region carried out for a specific stated, targeted, organized purpose. You're skirting around a lot, stretching a lot of definitions to pretend that this isn't war, that this isn't warfare, and which would require a declaration of war, which calls for Congress, of which, of course, they haven't even been briefed in on what's going on, let alone called in to approve anything. But these strikes alone need approval, as Trump is like trying to push the boundaries because he wants to say he can just designate anyone as a terrorist, and then that allows him to bomb them. Well, as we get into in this interview, that leads to some pretty slippery slopes that shows exactly why that's not the case.
Would it be legal for police in Arkansas to kill suspected drug dealers in an overturned boat in a lake in Arkansas? Just answer that, and then I will address your question on the other thing.
John, the premise of your question is not well-founded. Criminals in Arkansas are not foreign nationals who are affiliates of a foreign terrorist designated organization.
The answer is no, it would not be legal.
It's like saying
hang on, Senator. The answer is no, it would not be legal to kill them in a lake. But let me ask a follow-up question. If they are terrorists, when did Congress pass the authorized use of force to attack them?
John, the reason why your question is not well-founded is like saying, would Barack Obama be okay droning an American citizen when he was president like he did to Anwar al-Awlaki?
I should probably clarify here that Obama actually had congressional approval. Like, whatever you think of the strike, I personally think it was horrifically unjust, probably a war crime as well, but he had congressional approval to do so. That was bipartisan and unanimous, right, on the authorization that he used. Trump did not. That's the difference here. Both unjust, both probably war crimes. Only one man is still in office, however, so it's kind of a weird whataboutism, and it's not analogous, again, because Trump had no congressional approval, but it is kind of weird to be like, well, Trump can do war crimes and kill civilians because of this thing 12 years ago. Also, I love these questions by John Berman. This is really good journalism. The analogies are forcing a concession of how insane this is and illegal, because when pushed to the extreme, it would show you that this would lead to Trump being able to do insane things to even U.S. citizens. The problem with Trump is that MAGA wants to let him commit war crimes because they see him as a king, and he's now done over 20 boat strikes, almost 90 people killed. Who knows how many of those are civilians, and he wants to do so with no discretion.
Did you see any evidence of them trying to use a radio in the video you saw?
Well, I saw lots of evidence of them standing on the boat that had been capsized.
That wasn't my question. Did you see any evidence of them
trying to get it back up, trying to flip it over?
Did you see any evidence of them trying to use a radio?
No, I didn't, John. No, John, but they were clearly not incapacitated. They were not distressed. One guy took his T-shirt off like he was sunbathing. They were trying to get the boat back up and to continue their mission of spreading these drugs all across America.
Did they get the boat back up?
That's what they were doing, and that's why Admiral Bradley ordered the second strike. Well, no, they didn't, because we killed them, and we were right to kill them, and Admiral Bradley was totally justified in a decision he made.
No, that doesn't matter. And then like mentioning, oh, he had his shirt off like he's tanning. Oh, they're comfortable. Doesn't matter either. You can't attack targets in international waters that do not pose an imminent threat. This is against the UN Charter. This is against the Geneva Convention. Trump hasn't identified these people to anyone in Congress, so who's to even say they're who he says they are? Colombia says there's been civilians that have been hit in these bombs, and he seemingly, again, like just indiscriminately targeting boats, coming back to target shipwrecked targets from those boats, where even if these were drug traffickers, like he says, which no evidence has been presented of, they would have to fuel up over 20 times to get from where they are to the US, hardly an imminent threat, and then once shipwrecked by a bomb with no means left to sail here, they could never be put forth as a threat of any kind. It's a war crime through and through.